Hello and welcome to Midday Update. Coming up are the headlines for the day. Medical test fees for expat visa slashed, no stamping of certificates needed. His Majesty the Sultan greets President of Egypt. USA values Oman's efforts in backing peace process in Yemen. 9 killed and 38 injured after tourist bus hit state transport bus in Kerala's Palakkad. Worst fears confirmed. Kidnapped Indian origin family, including 8-month-old, found dead in California. White House says OPEC Plus aligning with Russia as member countries announce biggest cuts to oil production. ICC T20 World Cup, Rohit Sharma-led Indian team departs for Australia. Champions League, Lionel Messi helps PSG draw 1-1 against Benfica. Those are the headlines. Now for the local stories for the day. In a major concession for expatriates, the Ministry of Health has ordered to waive off some examination fees for tests at private health institutions for the purpose of obtaining residency permits in the Sultanate of Oman from November 1, 2022. As per the new amendments, a request for examination of expatriates must be submitted through Sanad offices after payment of a fee of Omani Rial 30. Thereafter, the expatriate will be directed to undergo necessary medical examinations at private medical examination centers without paying any fees. The examinations will be approved by the Ministry of Health electronically and delivered to the expatriate within 24 hours. In the interest of the expatriates, the Ministry of Health has decided to simplify the procedures and reduce the expatriate examination fees at health centers. Dr. Hilal bin Ali Al Sabti, Minister of Health, directed to reduce the medical examination fees at private health institutions as of November 1, 2022 for examining expatriates for the purpose of new residency permits or renewing residence visas in the Sultanate of Oman, MOH said in a statement. It is worth noting that the previous course of conducting medical examinations at private health institutions required paying medical examination fees to the private health institution in addition to paying fees for approving the examination result at the Ministry of Health. His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq has sent a cable of greetings to President Abdel Fattah el-Sisi of Egypt on 6th of October anniversary. In the cable, His Majesty expressed his sincere sentiments and best wishes of good health and happiness to President el-Sisi. His Majesty also wished the people of Egypt further development and growth. The United States of America valued the efforts made by the Sultanate of Oman under the leadership of His Majesty Sultan Haitham bin Tariq in backing peace process in Yemen. In a telephonic press briefing during which Oman News Agency took part yesterday, Tim Lenderking, U.S. Special Envoy for Yemen, said the U.S. is in constant communication and consultation with the Omani government in a bid to support security and stability of Yemen. He asserted that his country highly appreciates the benign Omani endeavors and keenness to forge a peaceful solution to the Yemeni crisis. The U.S. Envoy referred to the recent phone call between Syed Badr bin Hamad al-Busaidi, Foreign Minister, and his U.S. counterpart Antony Blinken, during which they discussed joint efforts to enhance security and support dialogue between the warring parties in Yemen. As for the truce in Yemen, Tim Lenderking explained that the exaggeration of demands prevented a decision to extend the truce. He urges all Yemeni parties to make more concessions and place the interests of Yemen and its people above all else. He stressed that the diplomatic approach adopted by the United Nations, the USA, and the entire international community will continue in Yemen to reach a comprehensive political solution to the crisis. He added that he will have a tour in the region during the coming period within the framework of the diplomacy backed by the USA. Those were the local stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with international news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, You order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the international stories. 9 people were killed and 38 others were injured after a tourist bus carrying students crashed into a Kerala State Road Transport Corporation bus at Mangalam near Varakencheri area of Palakkad, Kerala Minister M.B. Rajesh said on Thursday. The horrific road accident occurred after the tourist bus rear-ended into the Karnataka State Road Transport Corporation bus. The tourist bus carrying students and teachers of the Vasilios Vidyaniketan school was headed to Ooty from Ernakulam, where the KSRTC bus was on its way to Coimbatore. The deceased include 5 students, 1 teacher and 3 passengers from the KSRTC bus. A total of 38 people have been admitted to the hospital. 5 people sustained serious injuries, but they are said to be out of danger, Rajesh said. Previously, in another instance from Uttarakhand, as many as 32 people were killed and 18 injured in the Pauri Garhwal bus accident, informed State Disaster Response Force on October 4th. Chief Minister Pushkar Singh Dhami announced financial assistance to the kin of the deceased in the Uttarakashi and Pauri Garhwal tragedies. Earlier on October 3rd, a bus carrying a wedding procession of 50 people fell into a gorge near Simdi village in Uttarakhand's Pauri Garhwal district. A wedding procession had left in a bus from Dalthang. An accident occurred. Information is being taken from the family members. A rescue operation is still underway by Pauri police and SDRF at the spot, said Haridwar SP City Swatantra Kumar Singh. An 8-month-old baby girl, along with her Indian origin parents and uncle living in the US, who were abducted at gunpoint earlier this week in California, were found dead in an orchard in the US state, police said. The bodies of 4 members of the family, who originally hailed from Punjab and India, were discovered lying close to each other by a farm worker in a remote orchard in Merced County, Sheriff Vern Warnke said on Wednesday. Tonight, our worst fears have been confirmed, the sheriff said, addressing a press conference. We found 4 people from the kidnapping. They are in fact deceased, Sheriff Vern Warnke said. The family of the victim have been notified. We have made arrangements through other contacts to try and get them, he said. The police will process the scene of crime to determine the motive for the killings, he said. The family, according to authorities, were taken by a convicted robber who tried to kill himself a day after the kidnappings. The sheriff described it as a horribly senseless act and said that the police did not know the motivation yet. 36-year-old Jasdeep Singh, 27-year-old Jasleen Kaur, their 8-month-old child Arohi Dheri, along with 39-year-old Amandeep Singh were abducted, police said. The news of the missing family was reported on Monday after local authorities found the missing victims struck on fire in a rural area outside the Merced County. A surveillance video that was released by the Twitter handle of the Merced County Sheriff's Office showed the suspect leading Jasdeep Singh, who was carrying baby Arohi in her arms, into a truck and driving away. California fire officials discovered Amandeep Singh's truck ablaze in a rural area outside Merced. Received information that one of the victims' ATM cards were used at an ATM located at a bank in the city of Atwater. Investigators obtained the surveillance photo of a subject making a bank transaction where the person is similar in appearance to the surveillance photo from the original kidnapping scene, the Merced County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. Authorities have identified the suspect in the kidnapping as 148-year-old Jesus Manuel Salgado and have taken him into custody. Prior to law enforcement involvement, Salgado attempted to take his own life and is currently receiving medical attention and is in critical condition, the Sheriff's Office statement said. On Monday, Merced County Sheriff informed that there is evidence leading investigators to believe that the suspected kidnapper attempted to distort evidence. The White House on Wednesday expressed disappointment over the announcement of a cut in oil production quotas by Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, or OPEC, and its allies. Criticizing the move by OPEC Plus on cuts, the Biden administration said that it was a short-sighted decision. White House spokesperson Karine Jean-Pierre told reporters it was clear OPEC Plus was aligning with Russia. The president is disappointed by the short-sighted decision by OPEC Plus to cut production quotas while the global economy is dealing with the continued negative impact of Putin's invasion of Ukraine, the White House said in a statement from National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan and National Economic Council Director Brian Deese. Earlier in the day, members of OPEC Plus said that they would cut November production quotas by 2 million barrels per day, citing the uncertainty that surrounds the global economic and oil market outlooks. We, OPEC Plus, are here to stay as a moderating factor to bring about stability, Saudi Arabian Energy Minister Abdulaziz bin Salman Al Saud said during a news conference. An OPEC Plus memo outlining cuts shows that Saudi Arabia and Russia will make the biggest individual reductions of 19 countries doing so, lowering output by 526,000 monthly barrels apiece. Shortly after the release of an OPEC Plus a press release detailing the output cuts, the White House said, in light of today's action, the Biden administration will also consult with Congress on additional tools and authorities to reduce OPEC's control over energy prices. The White House warned that OPEC's move would have the most negative impact on lower and middle-income countries that are already reeling from elevated energy prices. The White House also said that President Biden has directed the Department of Energy to release another 10 million oil barrels from the country's strategic petroleum reserve next month, signaling the administration's effort to keep gas price low with a month until the crucial midterms. The 45th meeting of the Joint Ministerial Monitoring Committee and the 33rd OPEC and the non-OPEC ministerial meeting were held on October 5th in Vienna, Austria. Those are a few of the international stories. We'll take a short break and we'll be back with sports news. Stay tuned.
Oman's largest online supermarket now has no minimum order limit. From grocery to household items, Rafiq has everything that you want. Enjoy worry-free shopping with over 8,000 products to choose from and get it delivered straight to your doorstep. Rafiq, you order, we deliver.
Welcome back to Midday Update. Now for the sports news. The Indian men's cricket team, led by Rohit Sharma, left for Australia on Thursday morning for the upcoming ICC Men's T20 World Cup starting from October 16th. After failing to get past the quarterfinals in 2017, the 2007 champions will try to claim the trophy this time around. Team India was able to generate some momentum before the World Cup, winning the bilateral series against Australia and South Africa. The social media accounts of the Board of Control for Cricket in India, BCCI, posted a picture of the entire Team India contingent departing for the T20 World Cup. The T20 International Series between India and Australia and South Africa may have ended in victories for India on home soil, but there are some serious issues as the team prepares to compete in the T20 World Cup in Australia. Jasprit Bumrah was ruled out of the 4-week tournament on Monday with a back injury and will stay home in India while his teammates travel down under for the showcase event. Bumrah was initially named to spearhead India's attempt at winning a second T20 World Cup crown, and his absence is expected to hamper their chances of adding to the title they won in 2007. Before starting their World Cup campaign, India will play a couple of warm-up fixtures against Australia and New Zealand. They will begin their T20 World Cup campaign against arch rivals Pakistan on October 23rd in Melbourne. PSG had to settle for a 1-1 draw at Benfica after struggling for long periods in their Champions League match on Wednesday despite a stunning goal from Lionel Messi. After winning their first two matches against Juventus and Maccabi Haifa, it was in their grandiose Estadio da Luz that PSG returned to the European scene on Wednesday evening. The Argentine star scored in the middle of the first half in Lisbon, but PSG and Benfica are still tied for first place in Group H with 7 points after Danilo Pereira's own goal just before halftime. Only the second time this season have both teams failed to win in all competitions, but they still lead Juventus by 4 points as the Italian team overcame 2 straight losses to defeat Maccabi Haifa 3-1 at home. Wednesday night's 1-1 tie between PSG and Benfica began with a spectacular goal from Messi for the hosts. The Argentinian finished brilliantly with a looping shot to complete a fluid team move from the Parisians that included both Kylian Mbappe and Neymar. On the other hand, Manchester City defeated 5-0 Copenhagen. With just his first touch, Erling Haaland gave Manchester City another resounding victory at home. Those are the local, international and sports stories for the day. For more updates, stay tuned and keep watching TTV.
You've just heard the live feed from the TTV studios on TFM 95.4. Let's talk.